Let's move away from the football and take you to the Trades Union Congress because they are happy with plans by government to put a hold on employment in the public sector area. There's more in this report.
At a post-budget workshop in Accra, the leadership of the TUC says the 2023 budget statement seeks to impoverish Ghanaians and worsen the plight of the Ghanaian worker. The TUC says plans to freeze employment in the public sector will increase the unemployment rate among the youth, which may lead to various social vices. Secretary General Dr. Yalba says the IMF had a major role to play in drafting this budget.
Since 1965, when Ghana government started going to IMF, employment freeze has always been. And in the last one that ended, employment freeze was one. But in that case, it was net. Net meant that if somebody retires, you can replace the person. So the net freeze is what we knew. But this one, we don't know the details, whether it is a net freeze or total freeze. If it is a net freeze, then it's like the previous one. If it's a total freeze, it's another ball game altogether. And what does that mean? What it means is this. There are 644,000 people on the single spine. Just assuming, without admitting that about 5% of them retire every year. I don't know the figures, but I'm assuming that 5%. If only 5% retire every year, we are talking now about over 30,000 people retiring. And if the 30,000 people retire and they don't replace them, it will affect service delivery. That's what we are saying. If you reduce numbers by over 30,000 and they are not replaced, then your effectiveness in service delivery will be affected.
On the current negotiation with government on a 60% increment in the base pay of public sector workers, Dr. Yalba says their position remains unchanged.
Based on some understanding we reached in 2010, which was implemented in 2010, 2011, 2012, we want government to, on top of that, put 10% more. And that will send it to about 44%. On top of that, government has already given us a COLA of 15%. We are saying that that COLA must be maintained. If you put all this together, it comes to 59.6%. And that is about 60%. And that is the basis for our 60% demand for public sector workers. But that is not all. The pay-point relativity has to do with percentage differential between one step on the same level from the other step. That is 1.7%. And what we are asking government to do is to make it 2%. That will also entail some increases in the public sector pay. But the idea is that we are in a crisis period, and public sector workers are the ones providing services for over 30 million Ghanaians. We want these people who are working so hard to continue to work hard. That is the only way we can recover. And we are asking for this incentive and motivation for the workers. And that is why we are asking for this. So let no one say that this is unreasonable. Let no one say that organized labor, we are not being reasonable in a crisis period. In a crisis period, you need to motivate people who will work hard to get us out of the crisis.